just want to go in detail with you of what a baby created sleep plan really looks like. When we start on our plan, we really make sure that we get to know the family and the baby. It's so important that when you're creating a sleep plan that's specific for this baby, that you get all of the pieces of the puzzle. You're trying to create something that works for an entire family, not just for that specific baby. Brothers, sisters, mom, dad, schedules, work schedule. So when we first start off our plan, we begin with a detailed intake form. It goes over details of families' needs, travel, what's coming up, what's going to be going on in their daily activity. We always make sure that our babies aren't traveling in the next couple of weeks and they're not getting vaccinations in the next couple of weeks, because when you're putting a plan in place, you want to make sure that everything is as easygoing as possible. We don't want any big transitions while this plan is being put in place. So there's a couple of things to go over to initiate the plan. The second thing would be to really get details of the daily activity. So we have a schedule here that tells me in detail when there's naps, what's happening, floor time activity, how long it is, the body movement and development of where your baby is at and what they're doing. We go through this for at least 48 hours is ideal. If more, that's great. That just gives me even more details of the family. But the main three things that I need totals of when I'm doing an analysis of a baby's schedule is their total caloric intake, their total activity to make sure that they're getting certain number of hours of activity for where they're at developmentally. If you have a baby under 6 months old and not quite rolling, this is very relevant. If you have a baby who's mastering a new skill, learning to crawl, learning to sit, these are really big milestones that they're working on, so the activity becomes very important. The other piece is total amount of sleep. We all get a certain amount of sleep in a 24-hour period, so it's important for me to figure out how much sleep does this baby need. We really like to create a plan that's unique and specific to each baby, and it's not going to be a plan that's created just based off of your baby's age. That's just not personal enough for me. I really like to make sure that the plan is specific for this family, this baby. So I gather all of the information that I need. I go over and do analysis of all of the aspects of the family, the schedule, and the needs. We also go in detail over what are the goals of sleep support and how are we going to meet those goals, and what does this really look like and the amount of time that it's going to take, and making sure that we're doing it in the most supportive and gentle way. The next thing that I'll create is a schedule that goes over main points of the days to work on, bullet points of what it is that we really need to focus on immediately before we're putting our overnight plan in place. This is prep work. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go on a step-by-step process. 1, 2, 3, nights 1, night 2, night 3. This is once we've put our plan in place. Step 1 is putting your daytime in order. Step 2 is putting your nighttime in order. In order to truly support an overnight plan, you have to do some prep work before getting started. We have to make sure that we're setting the day up to truly support nighttime when big changes are happening. Things like adding extra floor time, adding in extra calories. If we're going to be pulling a feed from the nighttime, this food needs to be transferred into the daytime. We never want to lose calories. We always want to make sure any food pulled out of the nighttime has been replaced in the daytime. So the second step is a step-by-step of exactly what the nights are going to look like. And then the last stage of it is to solidify your sleep training plan. This is going to be a step-by-step of instructions of support after you've done the first initial overnights. Those are the 3 to 5 hardest nights, or when you're doing an overnight, really working on a new transition. This is the follow-up to make sure that you're staying on track, that you're taking one step back at a time, really doing it in a gentle and supportive way for your baby. So this would be my personal instructions and notes of how to get this plan put in place. This is all given to you in a pamphlet. So every family is given a sleep handbook. It really goes over lots of tips and tricks here in the beginning, lots of fun things to really read over and make sure that you have some extra support, just things that I feel are relevant. Then I add in the sleep plan, which has all of the instructions, and most importantly, we have logging, tracking. I really need to know every day what's going on and making sure that this transition is being done in the most appropriate way. So if we start to notice some big red flags, things like we pulled the calories and they're not being replaced, or let's say the floor time is showing a big decrease in the amount of floor time that we're needing or a big increase. I like to see any fluctuations happening. We have a couple days of tracking for this, and every family is given this beautiful little notebook of their individualized sleep plan. So Baby Created Sleep is going to give you a perfect plan that is specifically for your baby. This is not generic. This is not going to be something that's given to every age group. I'm not mass producing these. This is specifically for your baby. I look forward to working with you on some sleep support.